This is Ben Murphy with Team 1 at eXp Realty. Thanks for joining us for today's installment of Beyond the Sale. As real estate agents, we have a broad network of vendors, contractors, and businesses who help homeowners with all sorts of wants and needs. Today, I am happy to introduce you to Bob Hennis of Screening Solutions, distributor of Phantom Screens. They are providing a product that is so cool, a little bit of pun intended there. They transform your outdoor spaces into an amazing sanctuary that you can enjoy much more than without their services. So, Bob, who better than you to explain to anyone watching this exactly what you guys do? Thanks so much for being here with us. I'm excited to have you. Tell me, how did all of this get started?
Well, Ben, thank you for having me.
Sure.
And it all started with my mom. My mom saw it at a trade show about 30 years ago. And she was living in Texas at the time.
Okay.
So she sent me some stuff up, and at that time, who believes mom? It is what it is. You know, I knew she was serious when she took a job for the company at the show. So now I knew something was up. So then she sent me a little CD back then, and I watched it. And I was a dealer and worked under another distributor out of Cincinnati that owned the whole territory for Phantom as a distributor.
Okay.
So after a couple of years of being with him, I grew it so fast and so big that he couldn't handle me anymore. So I bought him out.
Nice.
And I bought the territory, and now 30 years later, I'm here. Phantom's top 10 distributors in the world.
Awesome. And are you still covering Cincinnati area?
I'm not. Nope. He takes
Okay.
care of the Cincinnati and Columbus.
Okay.
Or another guy does Columbus. I cover just all Northeast Ohio from Erie, PA to the Lake Erie Islands.
Got it.
And then down south to Mansfield.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
Yeah.
about a 100-mile radius, I guess you would say. Pretty close.
That's a big service area.
Mm-hmm.
And what of these products that you install, what's in the highest demand? What do you see yourselves installing most often?
So most often now, since COVID, we've been doing all kinds of outdoor structures, whether it be your patio, whether it be a pavilion, you know, your back porch, your back deck. That's where we're really, seeing an increase, and it's not stopping. It just keeps going. We started out mostly with doors when it came to retractable screens for all your doorways. You know, any doorway in your home, whether it be a double door, your garage entry door, your front door, a patio slider, outswing doubles, double doors, we screen them all.
Yeah.
And everything's custom. So everything's made at your home.
I feel like that's so important because we all have these screen doors, these storm doors that you are stuck with dealing with every time you come in and out, and you have to get this out of the way, and you only use it a portion of the time. You have a product that sits out of the way, out of sight, out of mind, and you can walk in and out freely, and then when you want to enjoy the weather, you go ahead and pull it across, and you don't have to deal with it every day.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's huge.
And when people, let's just say you have a party and you've got one of your drunken friends that run into the door because they can't see it and knock it off the slider, well, these actually, when you run into them, the screen pushes out of the track. So then you open and close it. If it isn't too bad, you can open and close it and realign it,
Yeah.
But if that guy or gal decides to go right through it, or a child, then we have to go out and fix it.
Yeah.
It's not wrecked.
But so you do repairs as well for
Yes.
for your products.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Perfect.
we service about 1% of our units.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So we don't have too many drunken mishaps in the area.
We don't.
Good. 1%'s
Yeah,
good.
1%'s good.
That's good. So you're doing most of these outdoor patio spaces. Do you feel that is that the most valuable product that you feel that you offer?
Yes, yeah, the power screens are absolutely fantastic. And now we also have power vinyl. So in the wintertime, we either have the customers will either switch their screen out to vinyl,
Mm-hmm.
and then the vinyl allows them to use their outdoor area all year long if it's heated.
Yeah.
You could still use it non-heated, but you wouldn't go into like January with the
Right.
vinyl. Or we have double systems that, the screen will come down, and then if, let's say, it starts raining, you can bring the vinyl down halfway in one of the areas, just block out, the weather and that.
Perfect. Yeah, we have some footage of that installment. So you do residential as well as commercial.
Correct. Yeah.
customers.
Yeah.
What impact are you seeing or hearing back from these customers after you've come and installed your products?
So I don't hear as much as the girls do, in the office, but I do know that the stuff that I do hear is you just gave us the best spot in the whole house.
Yeah.
Is what they're telling me. You look back and I look at it as, because I really enjoy doing it. I love seeing the outcome, the finished product, everything. But I look at the houses that I'm doing, and these houses, it's like, there's got to be something better in these houses than my screens. But I guess not, is that's what brings on all the hype. It just the constant conversations between their family or their friends when they come over. I referred them to you. I referred them to you. They loved it. But yeah, it's more of that, and then of course the bugs.
Yeah, I can see that. We go out on our deck, and it's just certain times of year, certain times of day, you want to be there, and it's not enjoyable. So yeah, your product really, like I said, it transforms that outdoor space, and it becomes something that you can really enjoy versus getting annoyed by things. You can't put your food out because there's the bugs on it. It's a big difference maker. How would you say you're different than other companies that might offer something similar?
So basically, again, because I've been doing this for almost 30 years, I have a lot of experience on seeing I'm all about the view. So when I walk into a customer's house, I look at everything and I go, how can I give them the best view? And what do I have to do this? I'm not there just to sell them a screen, just for bugs. A lot of the competition will have, a vertical every 3 feet, or if it's screened with fixed, or they're looking at it and they won't, I'm going to call it type like a hybrid type system. It's power and fixed, so being that I've been in the business for so long, I just see everything out there, and I know their limitations. Believe me, I will push to the limits, because I know that anything that we do is repairable with very small cost.
Yeah.
If I was to give you a big picture window 20 feet long with nothing in the center, that's what I bring to the table. I bring the experience, the service, customer service, all of that.
Awesome. So advanced visibility for your customers is kind of the first thing on your mind when you're walking in there.
Yeah. And on top of it, a lot of my competition or my people, they're always doing something different. It's either they specialize in other things, but then they're trying to bring this on to make, I guess, more money. Right? I'm pretty much the only one that does this up here.
I was going to say, it's a bit of a niche market. So I could see someone who's in business doing something else, they want to get into this line of work. They see, maybe they see directly the success that your company has, and they want to get involved in that. So, I've seen, we've got footage of your guys going out, running a wet saw right down a beautiful stone exterior of a home.
Correct.
Because they're going to install your product, and it comes out seamless, looks beautiful. I have to imagine that a company that is not specializing in this type of installation may not have the same results after they when they send their crew out, who's maybe been installing blinds or things of that nature, and they're doing interior work, and now
window treatments.
There you go. So now we got a different animal here in the outdoor screens, and you had mentioned, so we have residential customers, we have commercial customers. Who are you generally working for on the residential side of things?
Residential, we do a lot of work with your custom builders in all Northeast Ohio. Tons of work with the custom builders, and I've been doing it for a long time. The competition, any of the guys out there, they can't compete with me when it comes to the builders. I've earned their trust over the last 20 years that I've been doing power screens.
Sure.
And when you start to earn their respect and they just stick with you.
So
my experience and the work and my Google reviews and the 5 stars, that all shows, what we do. It just shows how professional the company and how long I've been around.
Absolutely. Yep.
And you're right. The stone cutting, Jose is probably the best stone cutter that I've ever seen. And I'm glad that we have him on our team now full time.
Yeah.
You know, and plus,
Yeah.
you know, plus with the electrical, you know, we reroute electrical. We don't leave wires hanging all over the ceiling, you know, like the other companies would do, because you're right, they don't have the experience that we have.
Yeah.
And the clientele to do it.
Right. Perfect. So you're doing, so just to bullet point, you have fixed screens, you have vinyl screens, you have power screens of both vinyl and screens. What else? We have sliders. So we mentioned we have a full 7 foot, 8 foot slider. About
15 feet.
15 feet.
It'll go. 15 feet
slider.
by 12 feet tall.
Whew.
Is now
Great.
Phantom's newest. You know, and again, you know, everybody's going to tell you that they're probably the best in the market or they're the greatest. You know, it's like, all I can tell you is that Phantom being around 35 years, yes, they are on the top of it and they know what they're doing. You know, and you've got other companies out there that are bringing in, you know, motorized screens. I'm not saying that they're bad. You know, motorized screens are motorized screens. It depends on basically what you want to spend, I guess you would say. There's cheaper ones out there
Say
for
how long you
lower
want
budget.
How long you want them to last is probably
Yeah.
part of what you're spending is how long they're going to last.
And then the service. You know, one of the builders told me this, and Lexi can use this. One of my builders, Larry Block, told me, he goes, "You've been around for 30 years. He goes, "Why would I deal with a salesperson that can't be around more than 5 years, you know, when I've got the owner that I can deal with and knows everything about everything, you know, and he says, you talk people out of power screens to save them money." He goes, it's unheard of. He goes, what you do.
I think that is one of the biggest value points that you can find is when you find the owner-operator business, because that business is going to be much better run, and there's going to, in my opinion, be a lot more pride, a lot more care and detail orientation from that business than when you call the big name. So this, you're a perfect combination of, it is a big name. Phantom Screens is a big name. You are a big name, and you have that track record and that reputation over that course of time, and you're still with the company, still in the day-to-day operations, and you know, seeing these jobs, quoting them out, making sure that the products that they're getting are the right products that work for them, and you advise them. So that's
Correct.
That's amazing.
Yeah, no, I don't believe in salespeople, commission-wise, because I don't want no one going. I just don't want my people going out there and trying to charge more and more and more so they can make more and more money. It just doesn't work with me that way.
That's
You
awesome.
know?
Yeah, that is awesome. So did I hit all of the bullet points? We have the fixed, the sliders, the power vinyl, as well as the power screens, and then your screens, I think you have some darkening, some that are more visibility and some that are more specifically for like that evening sun.
Yep. So the it goes a couple different ways. You can use the different denseness of screens. Our regular is 42%. That's going to be your clearest.
Okay.
Your 55% starts to now bring out just that 55% of the sun.
Okay.
Now you're going into 80, then you're into 90. You know, so when you get up to the 90%, it's basically doing a couple things. It'll block the sun out, you know, for you, and it'll also block out your weather. It'll take out 90% of the rain. It'll turn it into a little mist. So it protects you, and your snow's not getting through it. So people go out, they'll watch football games in their back, in their porches, you know, their pool houses, whatever. Like, that's another thing, the pool house or the cabanas, you know, those, they want to be protected.
Sure.
You know, so they don't want to pull all the furniture out of there, so they'll put vinyl in, or they'll put the 90% in it. And the peaks are really, one of the other thing that we do is the peaks of these porches, you know, we will screen it with the 90%.
Okay.
And you'll see that in some of the pictures that we have. But that takes out all that driving rain and that sun coming through and baking you.
Yeah. Perfect. Good. And then, so you've got a huge book of business over 30 plus years. There's probably been some interesting stories that you have. Is there anything that you're able to share with us of kind of some of the crazy things that can happen on these jobs?
So we were working, this was years ago, and we were working at a complex over in Sandusky. And it was an old paper mill that they converted into all high-end condos over there.
Okay.
So one of my guys was, I don't know what he was doing. He was walking through the hallway. He was going out. He was looking down. He looked just at the last second, looked up and smashed his face right into the glass of the door. And it wasn't even the door was around the corner. Well,
Okay.
the funny thing about it, he didn't get hurt.
Okay.
Well, he felt it, but and so the customer, one of the customers of the building, when he was outside, went and grabbed a Sharpie and did an outline of his face in the glass, so that was a good one. And then one of my other guys, they were doing something, they were walking along the pool, and he was doing something, of course, fell in, tools, everything,
Great.
And everybody here is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I can attest to
fantastic.
that.
I have a great crew. We have a lot of fun.
Is there any charitable, charities that you cooperate
Right
with?
now, we always deal with St. Jude's. I love St. Jude's. Hate the commercials, but love what they're doing, But yeah, we do the St. Jude's house. This year, I think we only did doors on, or retractable doors on it.
Okay.
The year before, we did screens, power screens. And a couple years in a row, I think we did the porches, but this last one didn't have a porch on it. The YMCA Dream House, Lake County, we've been with them for years. I don't think we did anything with them this year, though.
Okay.
It all depends, if they've got a porch.
Sure.
To
Sure.
do it.
Yeah.
We're hoping to hook up with the Cleveland Food Bank, and put some of our proceeds towards, feeding the hungry.
Mhm.
And I do know that I was told that, I guess, $1 will give them a whole meal.
Yeah.
So
I
you
was
can just
astonished by
imagine.
those stats.
Yeah. If you can give, hundreds of dollars a week or more to them, how many people you're actually feeding, and it makes me feel good.
Yeah.
It really does, and it makes my staff, everybody will feel good.
Yeah.
Doing it.
Well, thanks so much for giving
Well,
us
thank you.
a peek at the place here. Where are we today? What's your address here?
So we're in 12955 York Delta Drive, Suite D in
Okay.
North Royalton.
All right. And what is the best way for people to get in touch with your company? Would it be to come here in person? Do you prefer website, phone call?
Oh, anything. We have no problems with people coming. We're here from 8 to 4. The website's fantastic.
What's the web address?
It's phantomscreensohio.com.
Perfect. And what's the phone number for you?
It is 440-237-7000.
Awesome. So if you have an outdoor space and you would like it to be more comfortable, you would like to use it more days of the year, Screening Solutions, distributor of Phantom Screens, is out here in North Royalton, Ohio, have a very large service area, and they are worth a call today. Even if you just have an entry door. I'm pretty sure if you have a home, you have an entry door. I think one of their most accessible products, and in my opinion, one of the most valuable ones, because I can see it being utilized by pretty much anyone who has a home, is that screen door. Get that regular, standard, always been the design. Get that thing out of the way. You don't need to have it in your way, in and out of the house. Let them come out and show you what their screen does. It packs basically into the door jamb. So now all you have to do is open and close the one door you want, and if you want to have that breeze, open your door, slide the screen door shut, and you're enjoying it. I think that's a product that I still need to get installed, so we're going to talk. But thanks again.
You're welcome. Thank
And,
you for having me.
Sure.